So when completing the first part of the build your own mosque activity, you'll notice on the Learning Point calendar that there is a PowerPoint, and within the PowerPoint the first thing it has you do is set up your blank sheet of computer paper. So here's your blank sheet of computer paper, and it has you set up the title, My Mosque, and then it has you list the 9 major parts of the mosque. Down on the left hand side, you're spreading it out across the entire sheet of paper, so that way you have room to write in the definitions as you go. And so I've done this ahead of time already for you, and as you work through the PowerPoint, you'll see what I'm talking about in there. Then what it's going to do, as you work through the PowerPoint, it's going to show you a picture of, let's say, the prayer hall, and then the next slide will show you a smaller version of that picture and give you some information about a prayer hall. And what I've done in that information is I've underlined certain parts of it, and those are the parts that you want to incorporate into your definition of the prayer hall. So as you work through the PowerPoint, you'll see each one of these parts and you'll write down a definition in here for me, and by the end of that you've got all of those things. Then what you do after that is, now that you know the 9 parts of the mosque, or the main parts of the mosque, then I want you to design for me your own mosque. Easiest way is to start with the prayer hall. You've got to make sure you incorporate all 9 parts in there. So I'm going to build my prayer hall here, and actually what I've done is I'm going to build it on the top half of this sheet of paper. One thing you can do is you can fold your sheet of paper over in half to divide it, so that way you know where the line is. But I'm going to build my prayer hall here. The next item, or one of the next items on there, is the Qibla wall. So what I have to do is decide which direction is Mecca in order to know which one of these walls here is my Qibla wall. And so I'm going to draw in a compass somewhere on here that will indicate my direction of Mecca, and I'm going to label that. So I've got my prayer hall. If Mecca is down this direction, then I know that this wall right here must be my Qibla wall. And so in that, I'm going to build in my other parts. There's my minbar, my mihrab. I've got my domes here to light up my prayer hall for the people coming to pray. So I've got those on there. Okay, most have some form of an arcade or san in there. So I'm going to draw that in here, get that going. I'm going to draw kind of a corner area. And this corner area will serve as my minarets. Most have 4 minarets. So I kind of have one on each corner here. Drawing that in for you. And minarets tend to be circular towers where the muezzin can go up and call the faithful to pray. And so that's why I've got this circle here in the middle, just to show that this thing is a circular tower that I've got. So I'm drawing this in. So I've got my 4 minarets. These are my arcades where people can go to get out of the sun. It's kind of developing inside here, an open courtyard. Let me draw in my ablution fountain. That was a terrible circle there. And then to finish off, I'm going to draw in the remaining portion of my arcade and my main walls. And here's kind of my main gate. So I'm going to draw kind of a main gate here. And so now I've got my san, which is my open courtyard, my ablution fountain. I've got my arcades where people can go to get out of the sun. I've got my 4 minarets, my prayer hall, my mihrab, and my minbar, my domes, and those kinds of things, and my direction of Mecca. So I've got everything there. And that's how you basically complete part 1.